Harry's brutal attack knocked Charles and Camilla to the ground. Britain is exhausted to the core. To all my close companions. Here on Royal Family News Update, we have the latest on the hypocritical royal couple, Harry and Meghan Markle. As expected, Harry and Meghan's story turned out to be a fabrication. It's embarrassing to see pictures of them kissing passionately. Then, Meghan begins crying her eyes out, just as she did at the funeral of the late Queen. Few people are buying into their story, so they should just disappear and stop playing the victim. Photos used in the Netflix trailer were reportedly taken without permission from the late Queen, who was said to have been very upset by it and their behavior, which was said to have left her bewildered. It is said that Meghan has it in for Catherine and William because they stood up for the royal staff when they claimed to have been bullied by Meghan. From what I could tell, Meghan's return to California with the Netflix deal and the puppet was part of a carefully plotted and executed plan. The photos of her faking tears are revolting. Is there no bottom she won't touch? The British public, including the royal family, must be exhausted by the two of them. Harry seemed upset at the Queen's funeral, and she showed remarkable restraint in inappropriate behaviour, especially in the presence of Catherine, who kept a close eye on her. However, as soon as they returned home, the tantrums resumed. For reasons of envy and greed, she just can't keep her mouth shut and leave them alone. Personally, I think it'd be best for everyone if they weren't invited to the coronation. If Charles took decisive action, he would earn widespread acclaim. William's emotions are well known to us. It was a sad day when Harry finally settled on her as his life partner instead of any of the many other equally attractive and compatible women in the world. Not only the King and Queen, but everyone else is tired of hearing them complain. Many Americans, perhaps as many as 90%, would prefer they simply disappear. His family is unfortunate to have to make do with the estimated $26 million that would have been Diana's inheritance. The average American family makes about $70,000 per year, so his inheritance of more than $1,300,000 wouldn't make him any money at all. No one gives a hoot about the opinion of a minor, illiterate, fifth-rate actress. We all know that Harry is a jealous jerk and a complete moron because he couldn't even pass the tests convenience stores use to hire people to stock their shelves. Meghan has been making this whole thing about race the whole time, but this is just classic misdirection on her part. Meghan, who was second in line but had no idea why, resented her position. She had always dreamed of marrying a wealthy Englishman, and he seemed like the perfect candidate. Harry's assistants called him in a panic, telling him that she was going to dump him if he didn't issue a statement confirming that she was his girlfriend, and that she was also going to dump him if he didn't save her from the press. And Harry was being a jerk to the staff, shouting that he was going to lose his fiancée if he didn't make the engagement public immediately. That's how their romance went down. Meghan's medical background is highly confidential, but she has reportedly had abortions and frozen her eggs, according to friends. It's a common practice among the wealthy in the United States. She needed a surrogate, and the evidence is strong that she needed one even at her advanced age. That wouldn't be an issue in the U.S., but our law regarding succession and titles has so far evaded reform. The child legally belongs to the surrogate and the biological mother must legally adopt the child in the United Kingdom, as detailed in the Tatler magazine on Thursday, March 4, 2021. As a result of the adoption, the child is no longer in line to inherit the father's titles. Is this why the king has not bestowed titles upon Harry's offspring? Is this the true explanation for why they left so quickly? Absolutely nothing to do with race, just lying. Aren't we all getting tired of this? One member of the royal audience asked. After Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview, I figured they'd be moving in. Instead, we've had years of interviews, podcasts, TV shows, and books about their struggles and the truths they've revealed. Where do we go from here? The King and Queen must be tired of Harry and Meghan's constant attacks on them. But it's up to the King to put a stop to the rumors about the royal family. Instantly issue a letters patent and remove HRH from his position as a prince. At the very least, the King will be seen as a monarch who prioritizes the crown and the people, rather than a monarch who puts his own family first. One royalist said, "This thread claims it came from a palace insider. In my opinion, the household has let off the gas here. This is where everyone pitches in. The most effective method is to write or email one's representative in the House of Commons, and to keep doing so every time the poisonous duo makes an appearance in public." To the kind king. Even though he is your son, he and his repulsive wife are doing serious harm to the country. In your country. Nothing further is desired with them. Notify the House of Representatives that you want your wayward son stripped of his titles and honors. There must be an end to the line of succession for him and his offspring in all titles. You gave us a wonderful son who continues to honor your mother even into adulthood. They have a lot of admirers who think highly of him and his lovely wife Catherine. If you really want to help out Britain, you should stop worrying about that other guy and his horrible wife and start focusing on William and his family. As a parent, I can relate to King Charles' predicament. It's painful to sever a kid's limbs. Of course, time has come now. Take away their titles and prevent them from entering the palace. If that's how they want to make ends meet, then let them. What they're doing now is merely capitalizing on past stories about the clan. Take note that after the wedding, Meghan stopped criticizing her own family and moved on. Remember, she's already been exposed as a liar. I wouldn't put any stock in what either of them says at this point. Another person urged Charles, if the royal family is sick of all the trouble the Sussexes are causing, then the king, who is head of the monarchy, should do something about it and stop thinking that it's son so therefore I can't cut him off. It appears the king is not willing to do what must be done and shut the door and strip them of titles and everything that is connected to the monarchy, which would be good for the royals and the country because otherwise, this farce will continue indefinitely. For Charles to file suit against them or force them to produce evidence in court, he needs to file the appropriate legal documents. He's letting them get away with murder, and he needs to get ruthless to stop them before the royal family loses the respect of the British people for allowing two idiots to bring them down. So, what do you all think of Harry and Meghan's savage attack on the royal family? Leave a comment and tell us what you think. That this video has been of some use to you is our sincere wish. If you enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. To all who have watched this newsletter, thank you very much and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.